Hi, I'm Irving, and you have just entered Cartertopia.
And the wonders that you do.
Love conquers all. That's not hard to believe.
That's Hamlin Rule, who calls himself the Pied Piper. The what? Oh, Pied Piper. That's a plumber who eats too much pie. I get the feeling he's going for a sort of Jack Jones sound. The difference is, Jack Jones knew where the notes were.
Pass it on, they will have as much as you. Love is what you make it, how you give and take it.
But failing to sing isn't all he does. His man brings out that basket, he plays snake charmer, and a big rubber snake comes out. A puff of smoke and it turns into a dancing girl. That's not the most interesting thing happening here. Next thing we know, the IADC team is being summoned to the secure room.
Joe, I really mean it. How are you?
Well, I could use a little more shut-eye. I guess I have the single-parent syndrome.
Guess who the girl was that we kept cutting back to? Inside, we find out the rest.
During the course of that concert, the entire box office receipts were,
Ripped off?
Exactly, Diana. $172,000.
But isn't that a police matter?
The D.C. Police Commissioner contacted us. The safe's lock was actually cut from the steel door with a device of force totally unknown. It could be devastating in the hands of our enemies.
There was nothing about that in the papers, sir.
On my orders, the safe was opened without detonation, yet the entire lock mechanism was reduced to a pile of steel dust.
Yeah, a thing like that could cause some national defense issues, all right. And since the Soviet Union was still run by the crazy old fogies who longed for the good old Stalin days, there's no telling what they might do with one.
Robbery or no robbery, Hoffman, come up with the bread. Hamlin Rule did his thing. Now you do yours.
I fully intend to honor our agreement, Mr. Schwartz.
That's Carl, Hamlin's bodyguard. He's shaking this guy down for Hamlin's concert fee, in cash, whether there's any actual money there or not. He seems a little gruff when you first meet him, but once you get to know him, you want to slap him across the face with a dead rat. Joe comes in and confides to Diana that he feels he's lost his daughter Elena. She's going to UCLA, and she called and asked him for a round-trip ticket to Washington. Turns out she camped all night to get tickets to the Hamlin Rule concert, then flew back to LA without so much as acknowledging her dad. The only time he saw her was on that videotape a little while ago. Diana says, why don't you come to LA and Steve's place? Maybe the two of us can talk to her. Cut to Hamlin Rule's pad in the swanky part of town. He's using the flute to work some kind of mind control on these girls. It had to be something like that because he can't seem to find an actual melody on that thing.
Carl, where is the bread from the D.C. gig?
Stashed in the vault and in cash.
Right on.
Counting Boston and Philly, we got almost $500,000. How long are we going on?
Until we bust them out the way they busted me out for all these years.
Whatever that means, whoever them is.
Aren't you afraid we'll get caught?
How are we going to get caught when it's these little birdies that are committing the robberies?
He brainwashes young girls and has them do his dirty work. And Elena is his next primary target. Diana and Joe arrive in Los Angeles, and Diana heads out to find Elena.
You here for the interview?
No, I'm looking for Elena Atkinson. They told me at the university that should be here.
I wouldn't know Elena Atkinson if she turned up in my soup. If I had to keep track of every girl who comes and goes here, I'd go bananas. Excuse me. Belly dancer, yeah, you're right there. Oh, fairy. Yeah, go right in.
What's going on?
There's some kind of interview. A chance to appear on stage with Hamlin Rule.
Well, it sounds like fun.
Now, you couldn't prove it by me. All I know is everybody's got to be in costume, so don't you get lost, huh?
Oh, okay.
That's not hard to fix. The cape only appears when she needs that little extra touch of flamboyance.
You all know how it goes. One of you is going to be chosen the girl in the golden basket. Everywhere I play, I get a different girl. It's like being chosen Miss Galaxy, only better. Because you get to hang out with me.
I thought that was the downside. Big surprise, he chooses Elena. While he tells all the others to hang out for the rest of the day and enjoy themselves, Wonder Woman slips away.
Elena. Elena.
Diana.
Hi.
How did you...
Dad sent you, didn't he? No, don't get all upset. Your dad's worried about you, sure, but he didn't send me. I just came in.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, tell him that...
Listen, why don't you tell him yourself?
Is he here too?
No, he's not here exactly.
Diana, I thought you were my friend.
And here we go. If someone starts acting like this, they're either on drugs or they're caught up in something cult-like that is messing with their mind.
If you are a reporter, my dove, you've had it. How did she get in here? I don't know.
I just walked in, and I'm not a reporter.
Then who are you? What are you?
My name's Diana Prince, and I'm a good friend of Elena's.
She telling it like it is, Elena?
Well, more like it was.
Can't we just be alone to talk?
I'm afraid you're going to have to buy a ticket if you want to see Elena.
Another indication that she's under some kind of brainwashing, she doesn't answer for herself. He does all her talking.
Mr. Rule told me to show you the door.
I can walk.
Then do it, or I'll fix it so you can't.
I'm sure you can.
Right on.
Elena?
Move.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
Touch her one more time and see what happens, Carl. The women I hang out with would have broken his nose by now. As quick as Diana is out of the room, Hamlin goes to work.
Now, lay it on me. Who is Diana Prince?
Under pressure from the mind control, she reveals what her father does and that Diana is also an IADC agent. He is not happy.
These are lab reports from Washington. There's filings from the safe. They were vibrated apart. They cause metal fatigue and a rearrangement of the lock's molecular structure.
The scientific community's been working on that for years.
Any success?
Not enough to reduce solid steel to dust.
Then who could have such a device?
Hamlin Rule, apparently. And since he's into music, that may be why he made it look like a kazoo. Diana tracks down where Elena is supposed to be and heads to the Allura recording studio.
May I please speak to the manager? My name's Diana Prince. Have you an appointment? No.
There's a Miss Prince here to see you. Yes, sir. I will. He's in Studio B, down the hall, last door on your right.
The door closes and locks behind her.
Hello. Please sit down. I said to sit down, please.
What is this?
I said sit down.
Right.
She keeps refusing. Wait a minute. That's nothing but basic flute sounds. She hasn't been through any of his conditioning, so there's no reason why it should affect her like that. Her most intense response should be to tell him he's a lousy flute player. Instead, she's completely entranced and sits down as ordered.
How about a little rock and roll, Diana Prince? Nothing like a little bubble gum to relax the bod.
Either she was faking to see what he's up to, or his spell isn't very strong because she refuses to answer his questions. He says, let's get started wearing her down. He sends Carl to guard the door and make sure nobody comes looking for her.
Life is a ripple, Diana. The golden rule.
do it to you, you'd do it to me.
She'd put you in a barber chair and spin you around to bad rock music? He sets something and leaves the control room. Isn't she going the wrong direction for that?
It's you again. You the real Wonder Woman?
Don't make me prove it.
She told you not to. A lot of guys fantasized about hugging her. You're doing it wrong. Yeah, try it again. It worked so well the first time.
Let's just see how strong you really are, lady. Easy now.
She finds something interesting on the unconscious Carl.
Engineering says it's the floor plan of the cleft concert hall where Hamlin Rule is appearing.
But Hamlin is always on stage when the robberies happen, so how's he doing it? That's the part they can't put together.
He needed a name tag to find his way home at night. He was as useless as those hummingbirds out there.
Oh, but they love you. You're their idol.
This year and next year, somebody else. But as long as they're here, you can bet I'm going to use them.
How?
Well, that is where you come in, Elena.
I'm going to use innocent girls who adore me, and that's where you come in. I don't think I ever want to hear somebody say that to me.
From now on, you're taking Carl's place.
Your bodyguard?
No. I can get any brainless bicep to do that. You majored in business administration, didn't you?
Yeah, I still do.
Well, you've graduated. Hamlin cum laude. School of Hard Rock. You'll be my financial advisor.
Yeah, that's why she's here. I'm sure of it. It has nothing to do with wanting to be a star like you promised she would.
But I thought I was supposed to be the girl in the golden...
No, forget about show business. The real money is behind the scenes. The box office.
He just ripped the rug right out from under her whole world. He shows her the sonic thing and says, sound is power. Scientists have been trying to do this for ages. I did it.
But why do you need something that destroys things? Your songs are about love and happiness.
That's for the squares. On stage, they get what they paid for. I give them their money's worth. Everybody gets what they want, Elena. But me.
What do you want?
Everything, Elena. That's all. Everything.
But you owe something to your fans. Honesty, something.
I owe them nothing. They owe me.
They already bought the tickets. I don't think they owe you any more than that.
Sorry, I think I better be going.
I'm sorry. I think you're my business manager, remember? And one more thing. You are controlled by my music, part of my repertoire. You will remember what I want you to remember, and you will forget. And like that, you are no different than any of these other chicks that hang out here, except that your father's a government agent. Now, can you dig it?
It's almost time for the show, and Elena reports that the girls are ready.
I don't want to go.
Not too cool, Elena. I spent a lot of time programming you and the others. A little traveling music might take away that stubborn streak.
He hits her with some more not really playing the flute music, and she responds.
I don't know how to use this.
Part of the program. I've already taught you. You just don't know it yet. You're not going to have to kill anyone, Elena. It's not even a real gun. It's just that Wonder Woman is hanging around. And if she wants to make another one of her guest shots, I've devised a little something to give her an encore.
The concert goes on. Joe is undercover as the box office manager. Diana and a local detective are waiting outside.
Something's at the door.
That's the best radio they can get him for going undercover? He should just leave the transmit button on in case something happens and he can't operate it. That way Diana can hear what's going on and respond appropriately.
Joe? Joe, do you read me? Better get in there.
Of course, it's not Diana Prince who heads for the box office.
Okay, just hold it.
Stand there in the middle of it, don't move away from it to where there's clear air or anything like that. The next day, Hamlin is saying goodbye to his group of girls. He says, I don't have to program any more of those. You've solved everything.
You handled things so well last night, I'm gonna see if you can take over completely from now on.
I don't want to.
Oh, but you will. I guess it's time for a stronger serenade.
Joe and Diana are trying to generate leads of some kind when a detective comes in with a locket. It was found on the floor near the safe.
Elena, happy 16th. Love, Dad. Oh, Joe.
And now he knows for sure Elena was involved, probably at Hamlin Rule's orders. But Diana asks a good question. How would Elena get her hands on a weapon like that thing if she wasn't brainwashed? She asks the detective to sit on the locket until they can pay Hamlin Rule another visit. The man himself is still working on Elena, determined to have complete control over her.
Joe, wait a minute. Listen, I think it's better if I just talk to him alone.
I want to go, Diana.
Joe, listen to me. I know that you're a very professional man, but do you honestly think it's wise?
You're right, Diana. I guess I'm just a father after all.
There's no such thing as just a father, Joe. You're a father. It's the most important job any man can have.
Hey. Please. Somebody.
Telling her about what he's doing wasn't smart, especially since he knows she has that stubborn streak. You knew somebody had to go into the pool, and the first guy missed.
Elena.
Smash it so he can never use it again. Now break it thoroughly and severely.
Okay, back off, lady. Get lost.
Not without her.
Hold it. Unless you want me to use this thing.
Why have you been robbing your own concerts?
That bread belonged to me. Now move. Move.
Does this stuff really work on a 2,500-year-old Amazon? Nope, she was faking and she broke his toy. She turns the machine off again and still doesn't disable it, while Joe reports to HQ that he's going in.
You call yourself the Pied Piper.
Yes.
Well, the real Pied Piper led children from danger. Why would you lead children into danger? You were given a gift, the ability to make people happy with your music. Instead, you took that gift and used it to make children steal for you. Why?
He explains that promoters and producers and parasites and other things that start with P have been ripping him off all the time and leaving him with nothing. So he was stealing back from them. Wonder Woman talks about what a great gift he has and how foolish he's been just to think about money.
I don't know what I believe anymore. Anyway, no one cares. No one really cares.
I care, Hamlin. I really do.
After what I did to you, how can you?
Because you give what's in your heart.
Joe is reunited with Elena, and Wonder Woman tells him the IADC needs to consider the fact that Hamlin only used his amazing weapon to take what he believed had been taken from him.
Well, he could have used his musical device to rob a bank, or could have sold it to a foreign country.
He might have even used it to knock off the mint, Dad.
It's too late. It's too late.
It's never too late, Hamlin. What those men did to you was wrong, but what you did was wrong, too.
And what did they say about too wrong?
He's not a hardened criminal. He's just a guy who felt that somebody owed him something, so he invented a terrifying new weapon and took what he felt was owed him.
I'm too hip to deal with any cliches about two wrongs. I mean, I can't. It's It's not cool. To bad scenes, don't make it cool. To bad scenes, just make a fool. It's not bad. Where's that old guitar of mine?
Joe points out that he may have a very long time to write that one.
So you actually planted that bracelet hoping it would be found. What are you trying to do, become a secret agent?
No, it was her way of fighting back against the programming. Aside from learning that Martin Mull can't sing and Jan Brady is easily brainwashed, we explored a topic that was very hot at the time: mind control. The Manchurian Candidate, both the 1959 book and the 1962 movie, made the public aware of the idea and its implications. And as a musician myself, I can appreciate the power of music over the weak mind. And the episode had me until the flute mesmerized Diana. She's never been near him before. She doesn't even know him. So there's no reason for her to do anything but critique his performance. Instead, she drops her purse and heads to the chair like an extra from a zombie movie. The best part of this episode was Joe. This is a side of him we've never seen. Until now, we didn't even know he had a daughter, much less that he's a single parent. And his devotion to her, his agonizing over her, I could feel it. Just a father. I'm still choking a little on that one. I just have one little bit of advice for the makers of the show. The next time you want to go for a Jack Jones type vocalist, just pay the extra money and get Jack Jones. It's much better for everybody concerned. I'm Irving, and you are now exiting Cartertopia.
I guess I'm just a father after all.